All right, we're on. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, guys. Thought the microphone wasn't plugged in. The microphone was here. Sorry, I thought the microphone wasn't working. The microphone was right here. However, it wasn't plugged in. But we are here now. Good morning, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, guys. Happy Wednesday, guys. Hope everyone's having a good week in the market so far. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. We got the coffee. 8:30 a.m. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Let's just let me just move these screens around here, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Good morning from Australia. Good morning to you too, man. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. All right, audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for the past 7 years, mainly focusing on gold futures here in the European session. Yeah, we had some. Yeah, we did Clays. We had a great call on the gold longs yesterday. You guys who were here, we had these amazing gold buys yesterday. It ended up hitting full TP as well. Now we had to jump off. But if you guys were here, we spoke about price coming back up to liquidate these highs and also come back up into that 41.50 level, which is exactly what we did. So from where we got long yesterday, gold ended up pushing up like 300 ticks, which was, yeah, absolutely insane move. So hopefully you guys did catch the analysis. We'll start off the first London Open, hashtag TopstepTV plug for the day. You guys, I reposted the trade from yesterday, hashtag London Open. Remember, guys, if you are on X, be sure to tag me, tag TopstepTV, and tag hashtag London Open, and I'll be able to fire up your guys' trades like this. So I'm on X at the Aaron Trades, and if you hashtag London Open, we'll get the London Open and TopstepTV hashtag going here as well. Now let's see what we got for the day, guys. Before we do anything, let's have a look to see what we have in terms of news for the day. Let's have a look here, guys. Where are we? Let's have a look. Good morning from Australia. Good morning, man. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Silver. Yep, we can have a look at some silver trades. Let me just have a quick look at the news here, guys, before we do anything. See what we have for the day. Trump posting some. What was this? Trump posted some news 11 hours ago. China not buying soybeans is economically a hostile act. Considering terminating elements of the trade. So Trump putting out some more tweets. You know, we had this huge sell-off on gold yesterday. Got bought right back up. Personally, for that trade, Kim, if that's a trade you're in, personally, I wouldn't take that trade. I wouldn't short new all-time highs personally. I wouldn't take any short trades on gold at all. Now, what do we have today, guys? 8:45 p.m. We have some RBA news, Royal Bank of Australia, and then that's pretty much it for the day. There's nothing in the calendar that I can see. You got some Fed speaking, but I don't think it's really gonna have too much of impact for us, especially here trading in London. So we look to be pretty clean on the day. In terms of tomorrow, we do have a lot of tentative news tomorrow. Nah, I stopped using it, Clays. I stopped using it, man. It's good, to be honest, man. It has its place, but I just wasn't really using it, to be honest, man. So I kind of, yeah, I kind of stopped looking at it. But yeah, tomorrow is the big day. If we do have this news coming out, we have, it says tentative here, so we'll see. But 7 a.m. tomorrow London time, we do have the pound GDP. And then for the US dollar, we have a lot of news. We got PPI, we got retail sales and unemployment claims. So there's a lot of news coming out tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, man. Good morning. So we got gold hitting some new all-time highs already here, guys. We have NQ having a great bounce off that weekly open price. You guys who were here yesterday as well, what did we say about NQ? We spoke about NQ coming back down to that 24,500 level and coming down into that weekly open that had no bottom wick. So it was a great sell-off yesterday on NQ. Wicked out the lows, wicked all the way back above the support on the hourly time frame, and had a beautiful breakout here. NQ having a beautiful breakout. Hamza, if you're here, I did see you got that great NQ buy yesterday as well, which was a great trade. If you're not here, you should be here. That was a very, very nice trade. Hamza got some nice longs out of this breakout yesterday, which was a very nice push. I think he did like 11,000 yesterday or something crazy. So let's have a look at the markets, guys. See what we got for the day ahead. Obviously, we do have. Oh, the Wi-Fi has just dropped down. Guys, give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me see if the Wi-Fi picks back up here. There we go. We're back up. Apologies, guys. The Wi-Fi just went down a little bit, but looks to be back up. Took the buys on ES late yesterday. Yeah, nice. ES was a nice push as well. We'll have a look at ES. Now, gold here, guys. We're back at all-time highs, which is just absolutely insane. We're gonna have to do some new levels here again. We're gonna have to take these levels from all the way down here. What do we have next? We draw new levels every single day here. Sorry, where are we? Where did I just put that? 4,000. Look at that. We're hitting 4,200 here on gold. Next level above, next 500 tick range, 4,250. We may as well just completely delete all of these downside levels because we are very, 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 very far away from there. So, yesterday on gold, you did kind of close pretty doji. Kind of what I was saying in our Asia call last night, for you guys on Zoom who were there, I said it's still more buying on gold. I'm still not looking for any shorts on gold. There's no reason to sell gold. If you're shorting gold, you're shorting the fact that you didn't get any of the long push up. To me, gold has been breaking higher and higher and higher. And there's literally no reason, especially fundamentally, to think anything is ready to change just yet. And like I said to you guys, this is a year that we'll look back on in 5-10 years time and be like, wow, that was one of the most historical years we've ever seen on gold, where gold this year is up 53%. 53% on gold is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. No, I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think it will go back to the 20 tick London ranges. I think it'll still stay pretty big ranges. I think it'll slow down at some point. So we've got to take advantage of it. So daily breaking yesterday's high, breaking above 4,200 here on gold, which is absolutely huge. You've broken it, you held it, you're squeezing higher. So I don't want to say it, guys, but gold may be a little bit tricky here into London. At price discovery, new all-time high levels, what do you do at all-time highs? You have to let price top out, pull back, and then continue buying. So personally, it's going to be hard for me to want to buy or trade gold here, buy or sell gold here. Personally, I'm not looking for longs, but if we pull back, maybe get some fake out opportunities from 4,200, I would like to see some more, obviously, longs on gold. Same as yesterday's trade. You have this huge sell-off, you peak all-time highs, you sell off, and then you get your trade. Same as here. You hit all-time highs, you pull back, and then you get your liquidity grab, then you get your trade. Same as all of these levels. All-time highs, pull back, then you trade. So there's no reason to look for anything different to what we've seen on the last, however long on gold. The last 5+ months. You hit all-time highs, you pull back, then we get our trade. So right now on gold, we're hitting all-time highs. So what do we want to see? We want to see a bit of a pullback, and then we'll see if we can get our trade. So gold may require some patience here today, guys, which means we'll look at some other markets instead. We've been taking some NQ trades recently, which we'll have a look at. We can have a look at NQ, we'll have a look at ES, have a look at the currencies, have a look at the euro and the pound. Chart is so confusing today. Yep, but let's have a look. If it is confusing, kind of very similar to gold, they're the days where most people end up giving back all of their gains from the good days. These are the days where we all make money. We all make money here yesterday, and this is where everyone gives it all back. That's exactly what you don't want to do. So knowing when to trade and when not to trade is very important. But yeah, we can absolutely have a look at the euro. We can have a look at the pound. Absolutely. Let's have a look here. So gold peaking all-time highs here, guys. Let's have a look at NQ before we have a look at some currency markets. Now, we do have NQ kind of stuck between this big range as well. Now, there were some nice calls on NQ shorts down into this weekly low. Why? Because the weekly had no bottom wick at all. So this weekly was looking like this, with no bottom wick at all. Now, what's the likelihood that we're going to get a weekly closure with no bottom wick. It's very unlikely. You look at all of these bullish and bearish candles, they all have top and bottom wicks. So that's why I was saying yesterday, shorts down into that weekly low. For price to come down, create that bottom wick, and then see what happens around there. So right now on NQ, you know, again, same as gold, NQ still very bullish. Yeah, this huge sell-off on Fridays got bought right back up. And it's all just that tariff noise again, like we saw back in April. Now, in terms of, you know, trying to get a daily bias here though on NQ, it is a little bit tough. Yesterday was nice. You tagged the highs, then where are you shorting down into? Right into the lows. Easy short. Now, with how this daily is looking, you know, we're going to break back higher and continue pushing, or we're going to pull back and, you know, maybe have a deeper retracement. Obviously, I do like the overall longs here on NQ, but would I be buying NQ here? Not really. So, is there a potential for a pullback short here in the London session on NQ before we go higher later on? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Some levels to be watching here on NQ would be these highs here, around 24,945. But I would like to, if I was going to trade NQ here, I mean, you may get some longs up into these highs, but I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback here on NQ. There was that weekly open price. Look at that gap. Came down, filled in that gap. Huge breakout higher, which was very, very, very nice. You could have shorted down into the gap, into that weekly open. There was also opportunities to buy out of it yesterday as well. So gold gave some amazing opportunities yesterday. We had more buys into the New York session, and NQ had some great opportunities as well. So pre-London here, what we've done here at NQ, tagged the lows here, held support, closed nice and bullish, and having a pretty decent breakout. So we're already breaking out pretty nicely here. Trying to form a nice morning star play here. If this 30-minute closes bullish, you may actually see if you can scalp longs before then to pull back shorts later on, depending on how this 30-minute closes. How big is this range? 50 points is a pretty decent range. Let me just turn this down a little bit. 50-point range is a pretty decent range. Yeah, no bottom wick on the spot. Yeah, still, it's not something I would trade into. It's just so bullish, but so yeah, it's a good spot. So yeah, NQ, if we can break out here, we could have some nice longs. I would imagine a lot of people shorting NQ right now would probably be looking to short, risk off these highs. Look at this big play down now. That doesn't mean though you couldn't still pull back before going higher. If we're going to buy NQ up into this liquidity, we still want to be doing it from a logical area. And where would a logical area be? Well, it'll probably be a bit of a pullback before then we take it. We don't want to get caught at a long, at resistance, just because we think price is going to go higher. It's okay to think, you know, price is going to come up and grab these highs, but if we're going to long up into these highs and buy up into any early sellers, we still want to be doing it from a good area. And that's one thing that I kind of have happened to go wrong with some of these buying into liquidity trades, is you still want to be buying from good areas. You don't want to be buying at resistance, because if you buy from here, trying to buy into this liquidity, and it pulls back, you look back at the higher time frame and go, cool, well, I was buying major resistance, which doesn't make sense. So NQ longs do look good here, but if we're going to get NQ longs, yeah, I'd like to see a bit of a pullback first. You already had a very nice breakout here. Again, pre-London having a really nice move here on NQ from like 5 to 6 a.m. London time. Pulled back, and now we're trying to squeeze. So potential NQ longs on the cards here today. Gold's still squeezing higher, so we'll have a look at some currencies. Oh, really? Trendline come down. Nice. Third touch. Good spot, man. Good spot. NQ loves to grab them trend lines as well. Have a look at let's have a look at the euro. Let's have a look at the euro and the pound. Let's have a look here. We've got 10 minutes till the London Open here, guys. Remember, if you do want to share some trades, you guys on Zoom, you can always send them in. If you guys on YouTube want to share some trades, be sure to hashtag London Open on X, and I'll be able to see your guys' trades. Hamza, good morning, man. We were just talking about you. Hey, good morning, Tim. We were just talking about you, Hamza. We were talking about your nice NQ long trade yesterday. We were talking about your NQ long. You're in the pound, so confusing. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the higher time frame. Where are we at on the higher time frame? We're at major weekly support. We're at major weekly resistance. 1.6 here on the euro is huge support, massive weekly support. Where's the major resistance? 1.7. and you're almost right back up at the resistance. So you've had a lovely bounce off last week's lows, bounce off 1.6 for a lovely, lovely push here. Look at this. Yesterday was a great day if you're a euro trader. Look at this. Came down, tagged lows, held above 1.6, breaking out very nicely. Now, look at where if you find the euro confusing right now, well, look at where we're coming into on the higher time frame. We're coming into some major, it doesn't matter if you don't trade the euro, guys. This is the same for all markets. Doesn't matter if you trade gold, you trade the euro, you trade NQ. The same principles for all markets. Why could the lower time frame on the euro look a little bit difficult right now? Which we'll have a look at, see if it does. Well, look at where we're coming into. We've had a huge bounce of daily support, and we're coming back in some major higher time frame resistance levels. I mean, to me, it's looking pretty nice, though. You've had a very nice run up here. I would say liquidity levels for the day on the euro would be back up at this 1.17 and back up at 1.169-ish to squeeze out any early sellers. Again, though, very similar to NQ. You've already had a very nice push up here. You're hitting some big resistance. So, again, you know, look at this. Look at this. What do we do here, guys? Look at this. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Same as the way we trade gold here. Same as the euro. What do we have? Huge liquidity levels. Now, what does that mean? Exactly the same way we trade gold. Look at all these highs. How many people do you think would be shorting here? Risking off these highs. And then they enter into more shorts here. They see this push down and go, cool. This is the big short. This is the big short here. We've broken out here in the hourly. I'm going to put my stop loss just above this high here. And price comes up and tags them highs. So nice, already having a decent short squeeze here in the euro. Squeezing out any early sellers. So to me, the next target, if you can get a bit of a pullback here at the London Open, nice bottom wick, I'll be looking for us to come up and fill this whole entire range here. Euro's having a very nice push here. But to me, it doesn't look confusing. But again, just because it doesn't look confusing to me, doesn't mean it can't be confusing to you. So I would, hopefully that analysis helps. But you're squeezing out a lot of early sellers here in the euro. You had a nice look at what you did here as well. What did you do here before this breakout? You came down, tagged the previous lows, and re-broke back higher. So any early sellers here getting squeezed out beautifully here on the euro. Very nice. Oh, nice and cute longs there. Look at that, beautiful. So I'd say, yeah, euro to continue squeezing higher. We have London Open in 6 minutes here as well, guys. But again, like I say, you know, just because, like I say, I find it not easy to read right now, but, you know, because I find, you know, price action on the euro to be somewhat readable right now, and maybe you don't, doesn't mean, you know, you're necessarily doing wrong. It's okay to do. Sometimes I might look at, like, if I look at gold right now, I'm like, oh, I don't really know what gold's going to do up here. But some of you guys might go, oh, well, I think gold's going to go up here, and that's totally okay. It's not about, remember, it's not about being, you know, right or wrong. If sometimes you do jump on the markets and you don't really know where price needs to go, they're the times where you kind of have to accept it and wait. And hopefully this analysis does help as well. Now, let's have a look at the pound. No, I don't think so, Michael. No, I don't think there was any trades on gold in Asia, to be honest, man. You had this nice pullback that we kind of spoke about in the Asia call for longs, pullback to go long, but actually it didn't come in Asia when I had a look. Actually, Asia didn't open till, like, say around here. There was definitely nice liquidity being formed here, but I probably would have wanted to see a bit of a breakout to be able to get in it. So I don't really see too much here. Look pretty choppy. The only nice thing here about gold today in Asia was this would have brought in a lot of early sellers. A lot of early sellers risking off this high. You're buying up into that. But no, nothing. I don't really see too much on the higher time frame, to be honest, man. I don't really see too much. Yeah, there may have been like a, that's what I was looking for, like a 15 fake out or something here. Close below, close back above. Maybe you could have taken it there. But you didn't really get much of a 30-minute tag. The highs closed bearish. Then closed back bullish. Yeah, it was I mean, that would have been nice there. I mean, even here, to be honest, this would have been nice here. That little scalp there would have been nice. That's probably the only real trade I can see in Asia. That play there. Hit some all-time highs, pulled back, retested this breakout level, held above the support. That would have been a nice trade. Nice. That's what I took. Yeah, nice. Yeah. If you took that little scalp, that was definitely nice. I say little scalp. It's probably like a 100 tick range or something crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's a 100 tick range. That's the probably nicest trade so far in Asia. You break out, you pull back, you retest this all-time high, you wick out a lot of lows, you hold the support. So that would have been a nice trade there, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, hesitating because no bottom wick. Again, still following the plan, which is still smart, to be honest. Got 50 ticks each. Nice. Amazing. 50 ticks in Asia is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. 50 ticks in Asian sessions, huge. One contract, $500. Beautiful. Even less. 5 micros, 250. Still, $250 a day. It's incredible. So have a look at the pound here, guys. Remember, we've got London Open. Where's my... I don't have my countdown here. We got London Open in 3 minutes here, guys. Yeah, just micros. Yeah, micros is good. Exactly. Take the trade. Have good execution. That's all we need. So weekly here on the pound. Huge support. We bounced off that this should be 3.5. We bounced off that 3.5 resistance. Called a lot of these shorts down here as well. And where have we just hit here? What, 1.33? Looks like a nice weekly support. I mean, all of this. So you're bouncing off major weekly support. You are, same as the euro, coming back up in some big weekly levels. Daily time frame. What did you do yesterday? Tagged lows, held support, and today just opened and was ripped higher. So I personally think the euro is looking nice here. Pound has no bottom wick on this daily time frame. And what's interesting here with the pound is you're already tagging the highs again, which is nice. You're having that nice liquidity grab here. People shorting here, risking off these highs. You know, they see a trend line come down. It's the reason trend lines don't work. They try and short this trend line here, risk off these highs, squeeze them out. So now that the liquidity has been taken here on the pound, this is on the 4-hour time frame, I actually would be looking for a bit of a pullback here. So you can kind of see here, what do we do to the lows? Exactly the same thing. We come down, we tag the lows. You come for that second liquidity grab here on the pound, which is what the currencies love to do because they're so much more manipulated. You tag the lows, you break out, you re-grab those, huge breakout, and now you come for the highs. So to me here, the pound to have a bit of a retracement back down to this big left shoulder head, right shoulder area looks like a pretty good trade. So there could be potential shorts on the pound. If I want to get short on the pound though, in terms of trading what I want to see, in terms of trading what I see, not what I want to see, is I want to see a little bit of a breakout here. Because right now you're breaking above some major resistance. So if you close back below, there's the potential for a short. In terms of buying the pound, I personally wouldn't be buying the pound yet. You've already had a huge push up here. To me, this is way too risk to buy. So a bit of a pullback, a bit of a breakout, potential shorts on the pound. Out of everything we've looked at so far, I think the euro and NQ is looking nicer here though. We got London Open here in 40 seconds here, guys, and if we get a nice bottom wick on this hourly open here on NQ, there's potential for some nice longs here. Gold's going to be off the cards for a while today, guys. You're hitting all-time highs. You don't buy or you don't buy or sell price discovery levels. You wait for price to hold out, pull back, and then you get your trade. So gold's going to need a lot of time here, guys. So don't be trying to watch gold too much today. Gold needs a good couple of hours. But with that trade we took yesterday on gold, we took longs here, and then we took more longs here into New York. There's no need to give any of that back by trying to force a trade up here. If you missed that trade from yesterday, it just is what it is. You can't control the markets. You can only control what you decide to do. And if you decide to buy or sell all-time highs, well, then it's borderline revenge trading. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So NQ, you just got this nice bullish breakout here. NQ looks good for some longs here. Let's have a look. That morning star held pretty well. Came down, tagged lows, closed bullish. So if this can re-break back higher, I'd be looking for NQ to come back up and tag these highs here. And these highs here. But also that's all in the course content, man. I can't really go over it right now here. It's it'd be too repetitive for everyone else, but it's all in the market. How to identify liquidity is all in the content, man. But there's no right or wrong answer on which time frame you should be trading off. It's the way I'm breaking down the markets here and the way I've just identified these levels is exactly how you should be doing it. literally exactly how I break it down here, exactly how we break it down the market calls, exactly how we were able to call these gold longs, exactly how we were able to call these New York longs is literally how I do it. When I do the market calls for you guys, you know, I don't do any pre-analysis. I literally go on Zoom, click record, and start breaking down the markets. And that's exactly how you guys should be doing it as well. You can mark weekly highs and lows if you're swing trading. If you're day trading, there's probably not really too much point. But yeah, how I break it down for you guys here, how we break it down the market calls, how we take the trade lives is yeah, exactly how you guys should do it. I don't really look at session highs and lows, to be honest. Okay, but again, you know, it's not in the content for a reason. Maybe not in like a nice way possible. If I marked on session highs and lows, you would see a course content saying session highs and lows. But no, we mark on double tops and double bottoms, trend lines. Like right now, literally, like all the levels that we just explained here on NQ, all the levels that we just given here on the euro. I've just explained why I'd be looking at these levels. Well, equal highs, big resistance that hasn't yet been tagged. Price loves to come up and tag them highs. So I'll definitely watch the content a little bit more, man. Pound breaking back lower here, guys. Look at this. Came up, tagged the highs, breaking back lower. If you get that breakout, then there's potential for some shorts. Pound, let's have a look here. NQ. I do like these. See, I don't trade the pound enough to want to trade the pound, but NQ I would be happy to take a trade on. If we can get a good risk to reward here, I do like this NQ trade. What would be looking at for NQ? Would be looking for re-break some highs, and I'd be risking of somewhere down here. Again, though, the only thing with NQ is you already have pushed quite a lot. Look how much you pushed here on NQ for a London session. This is a pretty decent push. Maybe if you can come down and maybe wick some 15-minute lows, I'll consider this NQ long. Or maybe we take on a combine or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, somehow. Top brokers for personal accounts. Unfortunately, I don't recommend brokers, man. I'm not a financial advisor, so unfortunately I can't recommend brokers, to be honest, man. But just do your due diligence, make sure they're regulated. And trust me, there's some pretty good futures brokers out there. But yeah, unfortunately I don't recommend brokers, man. Significance of no bottom wick. That's a good question. Significance of no bottom wick is more so on the higher time frame. You know, kind of like NQ here on the daily. Even on the weekly, sorry, this is again the weekly. If you see the weekly open and just push up, same as the 4-hourly, same as the daily, except gold because gold's at all-time highs. But the significance of no bottom wick is if you look at the higher time frame, you look at all of these, let's go 4-hour candles, even just to take the 4-hour for example. You know, what do these 4-hour candles all have in common? They all have top and bottom wicks. So you can see pretty much, I can't really see any candle that doesn't have a top and bottom wick here. Maybe here, one. Out of all these candles we've just looked at, there's one. So the significance of no top and bottom wicks is this weekly open here on gold. NQ opened and just pushed up. Now, what's the likelihood that NQ on the weekly time frame is going to close bullish with no bottom wick? Well, looking at the weekly time frame, how often do we get a weekly close with no bottom wick? Let's have a look. Here, back in May, so you got out of all these candles we just looked at, we found one. All have bottom wicks, all have wicks. You can see, like, you know, here again twice in the past year we've seen two. So you can say with high probability, it's very unlikely that that weekly time frame would close bullish with no bottom wick. Therefore, you know, if you see price opening and just pushing up, and that's why I'll mark on that weekly open, and there's a potential to short down into that. Short into that weekly open price because price needs to come down and create that bottom wick. Doesn't really matter too much on, like, you know, maybe a 15 or 5. Same as with the hourly. If you see an hourly push up with no bottom wick, there's a potential to short into it. Same as if I'm looking for kind of like our gold trade from yesterday. You know, if this on the hourly time frame here opens and just pushes down with no top wick, like something like this, then there's a potential we're going to come all the way right back up for that top wick, because it's unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely in terms of probability, that you would close bearish with no top wick. Therefore, if you see, and we've seen this plenty of times on stream, you know, we've seen a 4 hour on gold. 4 hour on gold can look so bearish with no top wick, and you think, well, there's no way we're going to come back up. We end up coming all the way right back up, and you end up getting that huge wick rejection like this. So it's just trying to understand probabilities in the higher time frame, that, you know, 90%, if not higher, of these candles all have top and bottom wicks. Therefore, if you jump on and you see there's not much of a top or bottom wick, then there's potential to trade into that. Or it kind of saves you from not jumping in longs and potentially chasing a trade. Same as, you know, if you see a 4 hour on gold, I mean, not gold because it's gold's all-time high, so it easily can, but if you see a 4 hour on NQ, you know, pushing up with no bottom wick on the 4 hour, and you decide to chase it, well, if you understand there's no bottom wick, you know there's the potential for it to come all the way right back down to create that wick. It's just a very key price action thing I look at. Happens a lot as well, and it also saves you from not chasing trades that have no higher time frame bottom wicks, kind of like this NQ trade from yesterday. And it also allows you to potentially trade into it if you have reasons to short into it or buy into it. NQ pulling back here, there's potential for longs shaping up here. I may take this on more of a combine trade. Do you spend more time in Europe than Oz? Yeah, at the minute I am, man. We're in Europe for the next good couple of months, just traveling around. But I was in Australia for the past 3 years. I was in Australia for 3 years, man. I'll absolutely be back as well. Australia is kind of more like our home base. And then we took the leap to head over to Europe and just travel around Europe for a bit. But we will absolutely be back to Australia at some point, man. Absolutely. Oh yes, amazing. So yeah, nice, Hamza. Yeah, next year mostly in Southeast Asia and Bali. So it'd be 100%, man. Bali is a quick flight from Australia, so I will absolutely be there. Nice, look at that, David. Been having a few aha moments this week with reading price action and watching how candlesticks develop. Just been watching your course content over and over, plus backtesting. Yeah, amazing, Damon. That's it. Absolutely amazing. Oh, do I spend... Oh, sorry. I just realized what you said. Do I spend more in Europe than Australia? Sorry, I thought you meant, do I spend more time in Europe than Australia? It depends. Where we were in Spain, in Valencia, more. Which is surprising because you think Australia is expensive. But actually when you leave Australia, you realize it's actually not. When you realize your money goes double when you're there. But again, you know, you can do Europe, I'm sure you can do Australia very cheap. So I guess it kind of works out. You know, living in Airbnb as opposed to having a rental is probably pretty similar, to be honest. You know, like a month-long Airbnb in Europe. Again, it completely depends on where you are, but may have some NQ longs here, guys. Depends on where you are, but yeah, it's pretty similar, to be honest. But where we were in Valencia, we were buying coffees out and breakfast out, and it was more than Australia, yeah. Yeah, easier to spend less. Yeah, that's the thing. When you got home base in Australia, it's easier to spend less. But like everyday things, I guess it depends on Europe where you are. But in where we were in Valencia, it was pretty similar. But then I guess the thing is with Europe is you do have the option to like go to a local coffee shop and get a coffee for like €1 if you want to, like $2 Australian. Whereas a coffee in Australia is probably like, you know, $6, $7 or something. But then again, if you go to a fancy coffee shop, you're going to pay the same price. So it's pretty similar. It is pretty similar, which is surprising because you think, you know, Europe's really cheap, but I guess it depends on how you do it. So I guess you got two questions in one there. Thank you. Have a nice little breakout here. What are you scratching while you're in the countryside? Just been, yeah, there's restaurants and stuff around, but to be honest, been just cooking more home meals, which has been nice. We drove into Florence for the day yesterday. If we get a bottom wick on this 15, guys, it looks like we need a bit of a liquidity grab here on NQ. NQ looks like we need to have a bit of a wick into some lows like this. You wick the lows and then you push. We're kind of struggling at this resistance, so it looks like we need to wick some lows before then potentially pushing. Gold's still creeping higher as well. But yeah, just go some moment. There is plenty of towns near us as well. That's quite nice. We got a car whilst we're here, so we can kind of drive anywhere, go to a little town, to the shops. But yeah, I've been making coffee at home every day and cooking some home cooked meals, which has been nice. Yeah, this is a moment of FOMO on the break of NQ. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, NQ was a lovely run here, to be honest, man. The nicest longs on NQ was probably down here, but we weren't on yet. We weren't on that yet. So kind of buying this high, yeah, that's why I'm kind of a little bit hesitant, because you've already had this huge push up, which was beautiful. So buying here would have been fantastic in hindsight, but we weren't on yet. Aaron, have you made your first milli? What currency? Depends what currency we're talking. Are we talking, yeah, Vietnamese dong? We're talking Vietnamese dong, Indonesian rupee, euro, Australian dollars. I was a millionaire in Vietnam. Raking it in Vietnam. Monopoly. Yeah. I was a multi-millionaire. Yeah, in Thailand and Vietnam, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, with the speed in the dong, yeah. NQ squeezing high, guys. You know, there is that flip, but yeah, NQ's just a bit overextended for me here. Thai baht, yeah, in the Thai baht. Millionaire in Thai baht. It depends what currency you're talking. If you're talking US dollars, nah, I haven't made a milli. That's crazy. A taxi in the cafe in tonight just cost me 98 pence. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. If you guys are in this NQ flip, personally, as soon as you start hitting this first liquidity level, I would be looking to manage the trade. The reason this would be a good management point is kind of what I was saying, is anyone who's shorting here at NQ, stops would be here and here. Well, this is the first liquidity level, so you'd have to manage this trade pretty aggressively. So you may have hit, you know, maybe 20 points, but you'd be very lucky taking the break even there. An expensive taxi Vietnam, that's crazy. Yeah, Vietnam's so cheap. Vietnam, you can live and travel and trade for, yes, so cheap. Cost you that to look at a taxi line, yeah. Cost you that just to go on the app. Go on app just to even consider booking it. Yeah, we were up in a... Yeah, it depends, yeah, of course, yeah, it depends. Everywhere you go, but most places would be very cheap. We went to... I think we went to Hanoi and there was, yeah, loads of supercars, loads of Maybachs everywhere, it's crazy. Let's have a look, guys, see if we've got any hashtag London Opens here this morning. Yes, we do. Look at this. We've got the first hashtag London Open of the day here. Look at this. Little MNQ scalp, cool. That's a little scalp before going higher. Nice. No more, guys. We need to get that hashtag London Open, guys, here. Hashtag TopstepTV, Topstep, London Open. I'll be able to see your guys' charts. Got a little bit of a range here for the day, guys. You got obviously Goldie just squeezing higher and higher. You got NQ kind of hitting these highs and pulling back in a bit of a tough range. That's crazy. That's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Is the euro selling off? No, euro's still squeezing higher. Is the pound selling off, I mean? No, kind of pound back down as well. Even like pound, yeah, that's crazy. I do like I say, I like this NQ long up into this high here, but NQ is just pretty overextended for me here, unfortunately, guys. It's already had this big of a move up that, you know, if I start buying from here, what's my risk? My risk is, you know, all the way down here, and what's my reward? Here, I'm risking, you know, 0.7. To me, this has already pushed that much that, yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense to chase NQ this high. Patience will pay here. Patience will pay. Now, for you guys, you know, the times where you're trading on your own, you know, the times like this where you guys where you guys jump on, it's kind of already had these big pushes, same as gold. You know, when gold's already had this big push, you know, you kind of got to remind yourself, guys, you know, yesterday we were able to take a 150 tick trade in a single trade. You don't need to be jumping in every single market move to be making good, consistent gains and payouts. You need good quality trades. So, personally, like I say, if you guys ever jump on and you're on your own, you know, I don't mind sitting. I have the patience. I like talking with you guys and sharing lots of value. But if you ever jump on, you see gold at all-time highs, it's already pushed this much. You know, you kind of have to ask yourself the question, well, what are my options right now? My options are I try and trade at all-time highs, and I borderline FOMO into a trade, or I accept it and wait and know that that pullback is right around the corner. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I have to close the door. It's so loud. Kind of the same as this push yesterday on gold. You know, like if you guys didn't get this push, you know, you can revenge trade up here. You can start FOMOing into trade, or you can accept and realize that the markets don't move as quick as you think. You're going to pull back, and then you're going to get that next trade. And look how nice that other trade was at 2 o'clock London time. You came down, tagged lows, and closed bullish, and you got more longs. And that's why we took more longs yesterday. So same as here. You know, you might look at gold right now and go, "Damn, you're all-time highs. I missed the move. Let me start a revenge trading." Or you can go, well, let me be logical here for a second. What are we going to do? Are we likely just going to keep pushing up with no pullback on gold? Well, let's zoom out for a second. How often do we do that? I mean, other than this open on Friday, it's very rare. You know, you peak some highs, you pull back, and then you get your trade. You know, you push up, you pull back, then you get your trade, you pull back, etc. Here, you push up, you pull back, then you get your trade. So realistically, this isn't going to be the only move here in the markets. It might be the move for maybe the first hour of London that we're on here for, but sometimes that's just the markets. You know, yesterday we took this 150 tick trade. If we don't get anything here today, well, guess what? We're still massively green for the week and month. So when you see, again, this is like, you know, this is just the psychology of the markets that, you know, we always come onto the charts. Well, we shouldn't, but we come on charts with the expectation that, you know, the markets owe us something, or the markets have to give us something here today. But it's like, sometimes you guys will jump on the charts and, you know, NQ's already had a bit of a big push. Gold's already peaking some all-time highs. And that's when you have to walk away. And that's why I say to you guys, becoming more consistent and getting good payouts trading, it's not about taking more winning trades. It's about identifying the days like this and accepting it and just waiting. And like I say to you guys, you know, it might take an hour, it might take 2 hours, it might take half an hour. At any point you pull back, you'll have your next trade. Yes, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% not a solid price. Yep. My chart time has been very low lately. Always set alerts above highs and lows above some previous levels. 90% above the time alert. That goes off. Yeah. Love that. Silver. Yeah, we can have a look at silver. Definitely. But like I say, I just want to emphasize that to you. I would love to get another trade here with you guys. We had that great trade yesterday. I would love to get another trade here with you guys, but don't force it, because like I say, you know, this is also the time where, you know, people start loading up shorts, or they start chasing trades here on NQ. And these are the trades that you really know in the back of your mind. You know you shouldn't be trading NQ this high. You know you shouldn't be trading these ranges, for example. And by the time it does break out and give you that next trade, you can't take the trade because you've already hit your max loss limit for the day, or you've just full tilted and you're mentally too burnt out. Whereas to me, I kind of accept these ranges and wait. I know my next trade is always right around the corner. Right around the corner. If I don't get a trade today, well, who cares? We're still massively up for the week. We're still massively up for the month. It's just another day. Yeah, silver. Let's have a look. Yeah, silver's been on a huge run as well. Let's have a look at silver. What are your next plans? Do you know when you're going to go back to Australia? We're trying to start the process to go back to Australia, but it's very difficult with a dog. It can take a very long time. So realistically, we'll probably be back in Australia maybe next summer, I would say. Maybe like July or August time, hopefully. It's a very long process to take a dog back to Australia. A very long process. Easy to take him out, but to take him back in, yeah, it's a very, very long process. Yeah, I reckon, yeah, maybe August time-ish. Which, To be honest, guys, that's why I want to try and plan the next retreat here in Europe. So I'm probably going to see if I can do some stuff on that today. There is a waiting list for the next trading retreat, which I'm going to try and do here in Europe. So any of you guys who are here in Europe, or maybe you want to travel out to Europe, there is a wait list, which I'll see if I can share with you guys. Where are we? And I'll try and do the next trading retreat here in Europe. I'll post the link here, and I'll work together with Topstep on this one as well. So Topstep have partnered with the previous retreat. So if you guys are interested, let me see if I can share the wait list with you guys. I say wait list because why can I not share this link? What's going on here? Last year we did it in Bali, we've done it in Vietnam, we've done it in Thailand. But this next one I'm gonna try and do here in Europe. I think Europe would be a pretty good spot for it. So just post the waitlist there. You guys on Zoom, let me post this here. So if you are interested, yeah, like I say, it will actually be very limited spots. I think, especially in Europe, there'll maybe be like 5 or 6 spots. Because getting a big villa in Europe will be a lot more difficult than somewhere like, you know, Bali. But maybe we'll do it in some nice countryside of Italy or somewhere cool in Europe. Valencia, go back to Valencia. Yeah. Cambodia. I'd love to visit Cambodia. I've never been. I would love to. I'd love to visit. Yeah, Portugal, 100%. Absolutely, I want to get to Portugal. No, yeah, I miss it, Hamza. Yeah, do miss it, man. Do miss it. Sean, I reckon March, maybe March. I'll try and get some sort of dates sorted. But if you guys fill in the wait list, you know, maybe just write down what month you guys would prefer. I want to give you guys enough time to actually be able to come along. So you need a few payouts. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll get the payouts or pay for the trip on the retreat. We'll get some payouts on the retreat. It was on the last trading retreat. I think 2 of the guys had 2 payouts. Brad, not from Oz, had I think Brad had, I think he took like a maybe 3 or 4k, and then Chow took a k payout. Senna, it honestly depends on the villa price, to be honest, man. I actually haven't had a look yet, so I have no idea. But last time it was less than 1,000 Australian for a private room. So I don't look to make money on the man. I like to do it for you guys. So it won't be too much, to be honest, man. I don't make any money from the training retreats. And we'll have conference days. You know, we'll have lots of cool things to do here in Europe. We'll try and find some fun stuff to do. Yeah, Bali was crazy cheap. Yeah, Bali for a private room in a villa for a week to learn trading. I mean, what would it cost to stay in a villa for Bali for a week anyway? It would cost way more than 1,000 Australian dollars. Except you're coming on a trading retreat. You're coming on the trading retreat. You get full accommodation paid for, conference days paid for, welcome meal, etc. So yeah, it's very, very cheap. Yeah, absolutely. So in this case, in NQ, even if it grabs the highs, the previous 15, it's not interesting because we tapped the high before. I like NQ longs up into this high, but this would be a management point for me here because this is the first liquidity level. So if I was buying here into NQ, to be honest, I would be scalping from here to here. Just because we have already pushed this much, like we could easily pull back to here before going to this level. So this level is still of interest here for me on NQ. But if I want to buy NQ, yeah, I want to be doing it at a good area, which would probably be some like higher time frame support. Because you can kind of see how like this is so overextended to me now. We've been pushing up since 5 a.m. London time. So I think to me, if I'm going to long NQ, it'd maybe be at this breakout here. I do still like this liquidity level for today. But yeah, this would have been a good target for me here. You know, if you scalped it from here to here, that would be a pretty good exit. Yeah. Has to pay for our coffees. Oh, nice. Nice. And let me have a look at that. Let me save that, man. ES. Yep, we can have a look at ES. Let's have a look. Probably very similar to NQ Bliss. Oh, yes, you did show me this last time, man. Yes, this looks very cool. I think you showed me this last time. This looks very cool. How many people can you have in? This is really cool. This actually could be a great option. This is like Did he build this for an Airbnb? Sorry, for an Airbnb. For like retreat type style. 'Cause it literally looks like it's perfect for retreats. The event space is beautiful. Oh, sorry, you can't say it's co. Oh, okay, I got you. More like event spaces. Ah, cool. I mean, yeah, still could be a great place to go and work and trade for sure. It looks beautiful. Yes, is that a good area as well? So I've never been to that area. Looks like a nice area. 100%, Sean. When will you be back, Sean? When will the copper boy be back? Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at some price action here on ES. So very similar to NQ. You've had this major bounce from 6,600. Let's go 6,600. Let me just have a quick look at gold. Gold's still creeping high. So you came back down as that weekly open. You're now bouncing off some major resistance here. Let's say 6,700. And it's looking like we're going to squeeze back higher. You can kind of see the next level of interest here at ES would be back up to this breakout level, where this is going to be a big make or break level. To be honest, I do believe we're going to squeeze higher, but at least coming back up into here before a potential pullback looks nice. So potential longs on ES up into that 67.40 level. Let's have a look at the lower time frame here. So you've got some nice resistance around here, but again, you know, you already have had a pretty decent push here. I would say there's a potential for some, if you want to short it, I mean, I don't really want to short ES right now, but there's potential for ES to pull back into that 6,700 level before then seeing them overall longs. If not, potentially even come and retrace lower. So you may get some more shorts on ES look a little bit nicer here. Let me just have a look on NQ. I mean, yeah, if you get a breakout here in NQ pullback, shorts could look all right here as well before going long. Oh, in April, nice. Let's see what I can do, man. See what I can do. Like, if we look at this from a complete naked chart perspective for a second, what have we done here? We got a nice trend line coming down, so people will be shorting here, risking off these highs. So, yeah, I would like to see NQ come back down into, let's say, 24,850-ish, that area, before then going long. So could you scalp shorts down into there before going higher? Yeah, I don't see why not, as long as you get a decent breakout here. You're tagging highs, you're closing bearish. Maybe even pull back to these highs. How big of a range would this be to play? 37 points, not bad. But personally, though, I do think NQ is looking nicer than ES, just because NQ has grabbed the highs. You kind of see ES hasn't really come anywhere near the highs just yet. Let's have a look at the euro here, guys. We've got the 30-minute close coming in here soon. Euro trying to get back lower. If we break out on the US dollar pairs, I think pound was the nicest short because you have already grabbed the liquidity. So you grabbed the highs, and now you're breaking back lower here on the pound. I don't trade the pound, but if you guys are trading this, that's a very nice long opportunity. Buy it into the highs. Then as soon as you grab the highs and then break out, cool. There's a potential to short it back down into 1.330. Looks like a potential nice short trade. Make that 50. So the markets are moving here, guys. It's just a bit of a shame that gold's just on a crazy run. But also look at the price action here on gold. To me, I look at this price action on gold, and to me it screams that we need a pullback. But again, it's not the market to try and predict a pullback. That's the one thing you don't want to do with gold. Gold's the type of market where it can look like you need a pullback, and it just keeps going higher. So sometimes if I can see a market needs a bit of a pullback, you know, I can short into it. But with gold at all-time highs, it's just not a market I want to sell. I would more so wait for the pullback to happen, and then, you know, maybe continue to get some longs. You know, something like this, for example. But to me, yeah, gold is looking pretty overextended, guys. Look at the price action as well. You're kind of ranging here. You're breaking out. You're doji. So since we've jumped on for the London Open, the past two 15-minute candles have opened and closed in the exact same place. Yeah, literally, man, like this whole entire year. This whole entire year has looked like it's been time for a bit of a pullback. And you've just gone higher. But I mean, something like this would be nice. See here, you had this major trend line coming up. You have this huge pullback. You come down, tag the lows of the trend line, and then you get back out. So kind of similar. You know, I don't want to see a huge I mean, I would love to see a daily pullback, but I don't think we'll see a huge daily pullback. But even an intraday pullback, you know, a high time frame liquidity grab, come down to wick some lows before going high would be great. But then, like I say, you know, just because we want that to happen doesn't mean we're going to start taking shorts. We still have to trade what's right in front of us. Or as much as you might want to see gold to give a pullback, what we want to see and what are going to happen are two very different things. The markets unfortunately don't care that we want to see a pullback, and the markets don't care that we're not already in a long. So it's one of them things we just have to accept it, walk away and stay patient. But when the pullback does come, which it will, then you execute. Let's have a look at NQ here, guys. But yeah, anything else you guys are looking at, you know, maybe haven't looked over, if you guys want to share some trades, anything like that, feel free to shoot it over. Ask any, you know, trading psychology questions, any of my stats here on the Topstep accounts, any travel and trading questions, you know, feel free to send over, guys. Remember, you guys new to, drop a like for the Topstep stream here as well. If you guys want to share some trades, be sure to tag me and hashtag London Open on X. Yeah, nice one, Hamza. See you in New York, man. See you in New York. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But the thing is, though, Sean, it's like, it's one of them, I can almost guarantee it'll be that time where you decide to buy an Asia and walk away, there'll be time that it has the pullback and big reversal. I feel like it's always the way. Because once you kind of feel like most people are getting ahead of it, you feel like that's when it kind of does start to have them big pullbacks. Fake out on copper. Yeah, let's have a look at copper. We haven't had a look at copper yet. Fake out on what time frame, sorry? Let's have a look here. Let's do some fresh copper analysis here. So we've had this, obviously we had this huge sell-off on copper at the end of July. We're now kind of creeping back high. It's been, we got these nice longs back up into $5. Let me just put that level back on here for a second. Let's have a look, see if we can understand what copper's doing a little bit here. Because we had a great read on copper last week, or if not the week before. Back up into that $5 region. Since from here actually, we had a nice long call on copper, end of September. We had a lovely higher time frame run here. USD Swiss franc, yeah, we can look at the Swiss franc, absolutely. Yep. If someone was new to trading or new to futures, you recommend any videos they watch before purchasing evals other than practicing in practice accounts? Do you mean as in learning futures, or as in you want to learn the technical? That you want to learn technical analysis, or you want to learn the futures markets? If you want to learn technical analysis before buying evals, which is a very smart thing to do, you need to have a plan before you start jumping into these accounts. Just keep tuning us for your YouTube live streams. Maybe you like the way I trade, maybe you like the way D trades, maybe you like the way any of the other Topstep coaches trade, Dakota, Coach Jay, all the other guys, you know. Find someone that you like and kind of build a plan around that. If you want to understand the futures, like platforms and tick size, etc., I've done plenty of videos on my channel, which Topstep have kindly posted in the description, you can check out. So let's have a look here. Copper on the daily time frame, you broke above $5, you kind of held it. Weekly is looking like you kind of want to have a bit of a pullback though. Remember that, look at this, there's no bottom wick on this weekly time frame. So could we be seeing copper, same as NQ, come all the way back down to that weekly open? Maybe, let's have a look. So there's that weekly open, bit of a gap here on copper that's still to be filled. Yeah, this is looking pretty nice actually on copper. You broke out, you pull back into this resistance, bit of a nice doji candle here. So yeah, if you're looking for an hourly fake out there on copper, who asked the question, sorry. Jake, if you're looking for the hourly fake out on copper, yes, I think that actually could be pretty nice. And you could actually have a big short here. Big closure back below. To be honest, you do have to be aware of this though. This is a big support level here. If you break below this, yeah, there's potential to short copper back down into $5. If you can hold some decent runners, there's potential of this to come all the way back down to that weekly price. That's looking nice actually. Thing is though, personally, I don't day trade copper. I find the price action too hard to read intraday. But for a higher time frame play, yeah, shorts on copper could be really nice. Yeah, especially that higher time frame, especially the fact that that weekly has no bottom wick at all. It's a very good indication you could come all the way back down and fill in that range. What's the top step target to get first payout on a 50k? Well, you only need $150. So you need 5 red, 5 green, $150 days to get the payout. In terms of a target, that's all there really is. I would try and build up a little bit more so you can give yourself enough of a buffer to still be able to trade. Wait, that's all you need. Yeah, Swiss franc. Let's have a look at the Swiss franc. I haven't. Let's see. Swiss franc. I haven't looked at it. To be honest, when I used to trade currencies, swing trading currencies, USD Swiss franc was one of the currencies that I actually loved the most. Now I haven't looked at it in a long time, so it'll be interesting to have a look here. But yeah, I used to get some fantastic swing trades on Swiss franc. But for day trade, let's have a look. What can we see here? I haven't looked at this in a while, so we'll do a little bit of top down here. Kind of again very similar to the euro. You had this big resistance. You've bounced off this big support. So major weekly support. You kind of have more so major weekly resistance right here. So you're coming up in some pretty interesting levels. You had that nice bullish breakout yesterday. So I would say you're very likely to come up and tag. Is that Friday's high? What high is that? The 10th. Yeah, you're very likely to come up and tag Friday's high. Intraday opportunity. Let's have a look. Any early sellers probably going to get squeezed out here. So I'll be looking to buy up into this level. Again, though, with a lot of these currencies, you do get these. You get this big move in Asia, squeezing high. Yeah, I think Swiss franc longs look nice here for an intraday. I think a lot of people would be trying to short something like this, and you're very likely to come up and squeeze out these highs. So if you can catch an entry, it's already kind of had a bit of a breakout here. Yeah, this looks good. As long as the range is worth it. I'm not too sure what the sizing is of Swiss franc, but longs up into this higher Friday looks like a pretty good trade. Look at this, Goldie's still just absolutely ripping here, guys. Goldie's still ripping. NQ still kind of stuck in this little bit of an annoying range here. I still like these longs on NQ. You could have maybe fake out buys now that the 15's closed bearish. If you reclose back above, then there's fake out buys to come up and tag the highs. Red Morning Star equals buy up, or green Morning Star equals buy the up. Which is a better buy? I'm not really too sure what you mean to us, man. Which candle do you mean of the morning star? If you mean the middle candle, it doesn't really matter too much. Like this this morning star play that we took on gold yesterday. You know, the middle candle did still close bearish, but it was still a good buy. If it closed a little bit bullish, it still would have been a good buy. So if that's what you mean, then it's pretty much the same thing, man. Yeah, literally sure. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Oh, good question, man. What helps to you in your trading psychology? Patience, discipline, consistency, rules. See, it's a good question. See, I was about to say rules, but like I don't really have trading rules. But at the same time, I do, but they're just kind of. Can we trade the Vietnamese dong? We can try. I guess having rules to keep the discipline helps. But I don't think trading could be purely rule-based. Like you have to be a little bit, it's a trade-by-trade basis. But what helps me the most is understanding that the markets don't move as quick as you think. And more importantly, that next trade is always right around the corner. And by right around the corner, I mean in literally just a couple of hours, if not pre-New York, if not New York Open, if not Asia, if not London. So when you realize the markets don't move as quick as you think, and hopefully you're trading a plan, if you're trading like me, that gives you setups a few times a day, a lot of times a week. You know, one trade that you may miss isn't going to determine your profitability. What's going to determine your profitability is what you do with that feeling of FOMO or discipline, or the lack of consistency or the lack of discipline. What you do with these emotions is what matters the most. If you feel certain emotions, like I said, you know, it's okay to feel certain emotions. What is more important is what you do with them emotions. You're not trying to become an emotionless robot who feels absolutely nothing in the markets. You're trying to understand your emotions and do something about them. So if I feel FOMO or I feel potential tilt, lock yourself out. And I can almost guarantee you there'll be a good trade in New York, pre-New York. If not, guess what? Tomorrow is right around the corner. So having it's all of them, you know, patience, discipline, and rules, consistency. It's the being able to, you can't really have one or the other. You know, you can have the best of rules, but if you can't follow the rules and you can't stay disciplined, it's completely pointless. Same as if you have a profitable trading plan. You have the best trading plan in the world, but if you can't follow it because you're impatient, you FOMO a lot, and you always go on tilt, they're completely useless. So you have to work on all of it. And a lot of people focus so much on technical analysis that no one really puts time into understanding themselves and their emotions and the trading psychology. Like, how many people have done a trading psychology course, you know, or taken time to journal their emotions and journal their psychology? Everyone's so focused on the technicals, but if it was that easy and it was just trading was just a game of just technicals, we would all be rich by now. But it's not always the case. So you need a balance of all of it, to be honest. But you know, like for me, if I watch trading videos these days, I'm watching trading psychology videos of people who are trading way bigger size than me and taking way bigger losses to see how they're getting better, etc. Yeah, lost confidence. Yeah, that's it, man. But again, that's why I say to you guys, you know, you have to utilize these. Like look at this. Like Topstep have built literally everything in here to stop the tilt happening. If you haven't filled these in, then you have to fill them in. Set your daily loss limit. Set your trade limits. Set the symbols you don't want to trade. You know, set all of these limits to stop yourself from literally going on tilt. And lock the settings for the day so you literally can't trade it. No one should be going on tilt and losing accounts if you're utilizing these. If you're not utilizing these in Topstep, you have to absolutely utilize these settings to save yourself the accounts. Save yourself the tilt days. You know, if I was trading at 50, I'd probably max loss limit for the day would be maybe 500. For 100k here, maybe 750. But for me personally, if I feel emotions, I don't really, you know, I just lock myself out and come back tomorrow. Yeah, the risk settings on Topstep are incredibly helpful if used right. 100%. It literally has everything here for you to stop you from going on tilt. Like, it's crazy how much. If I had this on my personal account when I started trading 7 years ago, I would have saved myself a lot of money. And you also have to remember, like, you know, we're in the business of losing. You know, you're never, it doesn't matter what level you get to in trading, you're never going to have a 100% win rate. So you have to become a good loser and you have to be okay with losing. But most people struggle with losing because they judge themselves on a trade by trade basis. That's what I say to you guys. If I take a loss here today, I look at my stats and go, well, this loss means absolutely nothing. I'm still massively up for the week, the month, the quarter, and year. Whereas most people think if they lose a trade today, it's like the end of the world. But if you're putting that much pressure on yourself that this trade is a be-all and end-all, then you're over-leveraging and you're oversizing. And you're forcing trades. What first got you into trading? What first got you into trading? Was it something you found yourself, or was it following, say, family members? Now, I've found trading the complete wrong way on social media. I saw people driving the Lambos, popping the champagne in the clubs, and thought, I want a piece of that. I got it. Yeah, it turned out they were complete gurus, but yeah, that was the way I got into trading. Trying to get rich quick, and then it took me a long time to realize that this is absolutely not a game of getting rich quick. This is a career that if you take seriously, you know, you can take this for the next 10, 20, 30 plus years. So yeah, I fell down that trap, lost lots of money trying to follow signals, didn't really care too much about trading or calling market direction well. Stopped for a while and then came back to trading with a much more deeper passion to being able to read markets and understand markets, as opposed to getting into trading just because you want to make money. You know, obviously we all get into trading because we want to make money, but the people who do well are the people who get good at trading and they get more satisfaction from being able to read markets and call market direction well, as opposed to saying I made this much money or I lost this much money. So if you get into trading for the money, that's fine, but change the purpose around as you progress. and get more satisfaction from calling a 150 tick move on gold, or calling times where not to trade, as opposed to saying, oh, I made this much money, or I could have made X. Detach from the money as much as you can and trade from a perspective, because you just love being able to read price action. You just love the charts, which is kind of what I kind of had to get to. So you guys have a good, yep, you too, man, you too. Yeah, I mean, NQ is trying to shape up here. It is. I still think we get that, just a bullish closure with volume. Look how small these bodies are here. A bullish closure with volume, and I think we could have it. But again, to me though, you know, we do have to zoom out here. Look at this hourly time frame. Your wick and high is about to close pretty bearish. It's the mistakes made after losing a trade or missing a trade is where people start doing damage to their account. Yeah, 100%. If you can accept the loss or a missed trade and move on, then you'll make great progress. Yes, 100% sure, 100%. If you can accept the loss or accept missing a trade and you can move on with clarity and no emotions, then yeah, you will absolutely make good progress. And if you can't, then lock yourself out and come back tomorrow, and you will absolutely thank yourself for it. But most people relate back to that one time where they did FOMO into a trade and they sized up crazy aggressive and they did actually make money. Your mind always takes you back to that one time where it did work, but that's not what works consistently. You know, you might have had that time where you added into a losing trade and you ended up making great profit, but over a long period of time that doesn't work, and you always kind of relate yourself back to that one time where it did work. You think, well, it worked this one time, but you ignore the many of times where it didn't work and you lost everything. So do what works consistently, not what might work one time here today. Order flow, no, I don't use order flow, man. Just use price action here, pure price action. Who? I have no idea who that is, man. Best Loser Wins, yes. One of the best books. One of the best books. Somehow God is a incredible trader. Best Loser Wins and Trading in the Zone. Two of the best books. That's what I say to you guys. You know, I don't watch like many trading technical videos these days, but I love to watch trading psychology videos. Nice, found you because a day in the life of a trader while traveling. Nice. Yeah, I got some old travel trading videos of me back in when I did my first ever travel trading video back in Poland, like 4 years ago or something. Which is yeah, pretty crazy. NQ long is back above here, look nice. It'd have to be a decent closure above. It all depends on the hourly. NQ still squeezing higher. Yeah, what videos do you recommend for trading psychology? I'll give you one of my favorite videos that I have watched a countless amounts of times. If any of you guys can guess what it is, then you get a gold star maybe. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, nah, Sean, get out. Wrong. Yeah, you got it right away. What's it called? What's the name of the of that old podcast show? I can't remember what it's called. I can't think of what it's called. Chat with Traders. This is probably one of my best psychology videos that I have probably ever watched. This is a guy called John Rambo, who's like one of Sydney's and one of Australia's biggest future traders. Guy called John Rambo. If you haven't watched this is an absolutely fantastic listen. I have watched this countless amounts of times. So definitely give this a watch. He talks so much about how it's just a trade and he doesn't really care too much. And he doesn't talk anything about technical analysis. It's all about trading psychology. And like I say, if you haven't watched his documentary, I think it's Bulls and Bears it's called, about following him around trading on the pit in Australia. It's an absolutely amazing watch. It's one of my favorite ever trading psychology videos. I've listened to it. I couldn't tell you how many times. Anytime I'm bored, I just put it on and just listen to it. It's absolutely amazing. So, man, seeing yourself and your partner have fun trying to visit in Europe has really made me a good mentor. Nice. Yeah, one life, inspiring stuff. Thank you, man. It's amazing. You're 22 from Oz. That's amazing, man. That's what we love to hear. 22 years old is a fantastic age to be getting into the markets, man. It's when I first started as well. And you're starting in a way better place than I did, so it's amazing, man. It's very, very, very possible. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I actually think he lives down on the Gold Coast now. One of my friends said he lives down on the Gold Coast now, apparently. Remember about it. Nice, Nicky, good man. NQ 15 set up for a long. Well, we got. Remember, this is always one thing we have to do, guys. You know, one thing we want to do is the first thing I'll do is I'll look down here. I go, okay, cool. It's 8:51 right now. So if it's 8:51, we have this Audi close in 8 minutes. Well, let's go see how it's going to close. Looking like it's going to close pretty doji and bearish. So to me, if this was the higher time frame, what would I be looking at? I'd be looking for something like this. Maybe come down, wick some lows before then going higher. So don't try and focus too much on the lower time frame when you're about to get that Audi candle closure. So would I take a 15-minute breakout here looking at this Audi? Not really, to be honest, man. Not really. You've already grabbed the highs. Not only that, you're just ranging as well. You're ranging and you've also grabbed the liquidity. So personally, I wouldn't. But when you kind of get this close to the Audi close, yeah, don't worry too much about the 5-minute, because this is the time where you need to zoom out. Always be remembering to zoom out. You might have your time for here, but yeah, always zoom out. How's that 30 looking? And then, you know, once you get that Audi close, then you go, okay, cool, maybe the Audi closes bullish. And let's say it does close above, it closed nice and bullish. Then you go, cool, now I got that 15 big breakout. Now I can get my trade. I actually might listen to that podcast again today. It's just so good. I can't even describe why it's so good, but it's just so good. It's just such a good listen. One of my favorite. I mean, any of you guys who do have some other good recommendations, you know, send them over as well. I would be happy to check them out. No places for him. I think some of you guys think I control the markets. Some of you guys are wondering why am I not trading? You guys think I control the markets? Like I have any impact on what the markets are going to do? We know you do. You guys think I have any control over the NQ range right now? You think I have any control over gold all-time highs? Took 150 ticks yesterday. The reason we're talking and trading is because, you know, I just like to sit down with you guys and talk to other things other than just technicals. Because when the markets are raging, these are the times that are the most important. And it's quite clear to see the people who can't bear to not be in a trade 24/7. If you're watching me right now thinking, God, is he going to take a trade? Again, you're trading from the complete wrong perspective. The markets are raging. We don't have control over the markets. I don't have control over the markets. You don't have control over the markets. We only have control over what we decide to do with these markets. Blackwell, yeah, he's the only, yeah. That's just a cover. As soon as I end the stream, yeah, I start pumping the markets. The markets are raging because you're chatting about psychology. All right. All right, guys. YouTube guys, I will wrap up here, guys. No trades for me here today. Markets are just ranging. But remember, guys, we're not going to range all day. We're going to get that pullback. We're going to get that volume, and we're going to get that opportunity. Just be patient for it. NQ could still shape up here once you get that breakout, but don't force it, guys. Gold's at all-time highs as well. Let gold pull back. It was a great session today, guys. For you guys who did enjoy it, talking about trading psychology, there's a lot of value on the days like this. The people who want to come in and copy trades, these are the people who get frustrated and try and revenge short gold right now. But you have to accept it, wait, and remember, guys, that trade is always right around the corner. Yesterday, we took 150 ticks on gold. I want to trade as much as you guys do, but I know when to trade and I know when not to trade. So for me here, guys, discipline is going to pay here. We'll see what we get for pre-New York. If not, I will see you guys here on YouTube, same time again tomorrow. So be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the Topstep YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.